Hey guys, what's up? I'm Mel and I love to make good food easy and fast. In fact, as easy and fast as possible. So today I'm just going to use things that I had in my freezer or in my pantry, and I'm going to make Asian chicken with vegetables. It's going to be frozen chicken with frozen vegetables, all ready in under a half an hour using the pressure cooker. So come on and join me. Alright, so for those of you that aren't familiar with a pressure cooker, this is my pressure cooker. It is an absolute game changer in making good food fast. And sometimes it's also called a multi-cooker or an Instapot. It just has so many different functions. You know, you can brown and saute, you can have it be your crock pot, you can have it be your rice cooker. There's just so many different things. This one is a smaller one. It's a 4-quart. But I can still fit plenty of food in here for definitely 2, maybe even to 4 people. So I like this one, and this is what we're going to be using today, and I'll kind of show you how to use that as we go through. The ingredients that we're going to be using today, just a simple bag frozen chicken breast here. I'm gonna use all that's left in here. I think there's 3 chicken breasts, some steam fresh vegetables. I'm gonna use some garlic here, some hoisin sauce, and if you've never used this before, it's kind of like an Asian barbecue sauce, some garlic chili, soy sauce. I happen to have gluten-free and reduced sodium on hand here. Going to be using just a tiny bit of fish sauce just to give it a certain flavor, just a couple drops. Some beef broth and just some black pepper. So that's all we're going to be using today. So all I've done is I've taken off the top of the pressure cooker lid here, and I've just taken and I've put my chicken breasts into the pot here. And you can see that these are fairly ginormous, but they do fit in here, and I could fit more, but that's what I'm going to do today. And then all I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my can of beef broth, and I'm just going to add about half a can to start with. I find that it's easy to do too much liquid in the pressure cooker. Everything does cook at such a high temperature that any liquid or semi-liquid you tend to put in there really increases the amount of liquid, and sometimes I find that there's too much. So really I did a 1/4 cup there about, and so I'll just add until I have about half a cup there. Alright, now I'm going to just go ahead and add some soy sauce, and don't have to measure here, just really getting a good drizzle all over the chicken. So I would say that was probably about 2 tablespoons or so, and I'm just going to kind of position these here. There is a max fill line, and it's up at the top here. I'm not sure if you can see that. This max fill line up here. So we're not really anywhere near that, but I do like to be careful of that. Okay, and so to start with, that's going to be it. So I'm going to go ahead and put my lid back on. And I'm closing it up tight. So on the back of the pressure cooker here, there is a seal. And whenever you're going to pressure cook something, you always want to make sure that it is towards the airtight or sealed side. So I kind of like to hold on to this little piece here and push it to make sure it can't go any further, so that lets me know that it is completely sealed. And then we're just going to set the time. And all I'm going to do here is press the meat and chicken button, which gives me 12 minutes on the clock here. So now what's going to happen is it's going to just start kind of counting down, or just doing this 00 function, because it's going to pressurize. And anytime that we put anything in the pressure cooker and it's cold, it's going to take longer to get up to pressure. If we were to saute these or start the cooking process, it would take less time. So this should take us about 10 minutes to get to pressure. So we'll be back when that's up to pressure. Alright, so that noise you heard was like steam and everything starting to build up pressure, so that's normal. So you hear a rush of steam and then it all of a sudden will stop, and then once it stops we have a P with the number 12, and now it's going to start counting our time down. So as that counts down, we can go ahead and make our vegetables in the microwave. So I am just going to steam them right in the package today. And a lot of people might, be against that. A lot of people are against microwaves. I'm a research fanatic, so I love to do my research. And basically, I haven't found evidence that the microwaves are harmful. It's not the right kind of radiation to be harmful, as well as the steamer bags don't contain any dangerous chemicals to leach into the food. And also, there isn't a lot of research to support, that cooking thing in a steamer bag, vegetables in the microwave, is going to deplete their nutrients a whole lot. Really, it's more about water. If you cook vegetables in a lot of water, it can leach out their nutrients into the water. So I'll go ahead and put these in the microwave, and we'll be back. Alright guys, so the timer went off, and this means that it's done. And what I did is I went ahead and I let the pressure release naturally, and all you have to do that is just wait a couple minutes and the pressure comes down. That is opposed to quick releasing it, which you would take that airtight valve I showed you earlier and just slide it over and a bunch of steam comes out. But it's not even that hot when it does release the pressure, so it's not very dangerous. I just like to move it away from things. Alright, so let's see how our chicken looks. Ooh, it's hot. So I just like to set the lid down anywhere I can. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull the chicken out. So I've taken the chicken out and I've put it on a plate here, and all I'm doing is just kind of shredding it. Whoop! Just kind of shredding it. And you can just see how tender that is. It just falls apart and it's still nice and juicy. So what I love to do, you can see how much of a game changer this would be for meal prepping. Because if you wanted to, at this point, you could just shred up your chicken or cut it up and have your chicken breast prepared for the week. But we're not going to stop there. We're going to keep going. So I'm just going to kind of continue to cut this up, shred it up, and then we'll add our other ingredients all together in the pot. Alright, so what I did is I went ahead and I put all the chicken I shredded back in the pot, and I did end up dumping out probably half of the cooking liquid, but I kept half of it. Just want the chicken to be moist and covered, but not soupy. So now we're going to add everything else in, and I just cut open my frozen vegetables from the microwave, and I didn't cook them the full amount of time. I cooked them for about 4 to 5 minutes, and the package said about 6 minutes or so, because I still want them to have a little bit of a bite, and they're going to continue to cook a little bit as we put everything together. So now I'm going to put together the sauce for our chicken and vegetables. And it's really interesting because this isn't really any recipe. It's all just to taste, all what I'm feeling. So I'm just going to put a little bit of soy sauce in the bottom of this glass bowl here. Once again, about 1 to 2 tablespoons or so. And then I'm going to take about 2 tablespoons of the hoisin sauce and kind of stir that together. And then this is to taste as well, since this does have a little bit of spice to it and it really kind of creeps up on you. So I just kind of like to pour a little bit in. That's probably a teaspoon to a teaspoon and a half. If you like spice, I would definitely add more of that. The fish sauce, it's very strong and very salty, so all I do is just 1, 2, 3 kind of drops in there. And then this is my garlic paste. So handy to have in the fridge, so I just kind of squeeze a little bit of garlic in there, 2 squeezes. And then I'm just going to add some black pepper, about a teaspoon. And then I am just going to stir that all up. And I want it to be pretty thick, more of the consistency of the hoisin than the soy sauce, because that will really coat everything really well. So all I'm going to do is pour this over our chicken and vegetables, and I'm going to make more sauce and add it as needed. So I'll just slide this forward here. So you really don't need a whole lot of sauce, and I say err on the side of less sauce and then add as you need, because it can be pretty strong. So all I did is I just scooped that right into our chicken and vegetables. And one thing that I can do is go ahead and push the saute function on the pressure cooker. We're going to do that for a minute or so and then plate it and taste it. Here we have it. Doesn't that look delicious and healthy? Alright, now we're going to taste it. The smell is so good. You can really smell the hoisin sauce and the beef broth. So now I'm going to go ahead and taste it. Got some chicken here, and let's see if my water chestnut is crunchy. It is. So you can hear that it still has a little bit of that crispness to it. It's just not completely mush. So, all right, here we go. That's really good. All right, guys, thanks so much for joining me. I hope you liked it. And if you did, go ahead and hit like and subscribe. Thanks.